Anything to add before we begin our jaunt through favorite love songs?
No, just that I'm happy you're my Valentine.
Oh, stop it, you two. I'm happy you're my Valentine, too. Oh, my God. We have a Valentine's Day tradition of going to Chili's every year, so
Hell yeah.
can't wait to go to
Can't wait to
Chili's.
get the February Marg of the Month. And
Them big mouth bites.
big mouth bites. And I get the skillet queso because it's Valentine's Day.
Hey, howdy, hey, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome to Mike's Monday Jams, the official podcast for music appreciators everywhere. Today we're going to be talking about the song Do You Believe in Love by Huey Lewis and the News. Let's get it.
Do you believe in love? Do you believe it's true? Do you believe in love? Oh, you're making me believe it too.
It's Monday, February 10th, EC and MC here on the track. Lots to talk about. The Grammys concluded last Sunday. Of course, we weren't able to discuss our thoughts because it hadn't happened last week. But in my opinion, the biggest snubs were Posty not getting Country Album of the Year. And then,
Honestly, anyone else on the list.
and then I thought Pearl Jam could have gotten either because the Rolling Stones got the album.
It was because of Sydney Sweeney, probably.
And I think with the Beatles AI generated got the rock song or whatever.
Yeah, and that's a no for me, dog.
So those were like my biggest two qualms. And like I'm not gonna underwrite Beyonce's talent or whatever. It's just not a country album. There's some country songs on it, but
There are some slightly twangy songs on it. It's not a country album in the slightest. There's not a country song on it,
No.
in my opinion. And sure, she's talented, but take your talents elsewhere and stop. I will say I do feel like the whole world is in agreement that she shouldn't have won Album of the Year or Country Album of the Year.
Yeah, because what if it was based on numbers? It wouldn't have gone to like William Eyelash, maybe.
Sure, people are all peeved about Billie Eilish. Y'all know
Yeah, but
how we
didn't-
feel about Billie Eilish.
Didn't they do her dirty? They like showed her reaction. She was crying.
Yes.
Like they shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, no.
That's kind of screwy if you ask me.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's all a stunt for it. It's
None of it is
subjective,
real.
and yeah, it's just it seems like a grand old party that people get invited to, and some of them get a shiny trophy, and some of them don't.
Did you know that it's in an arena? I always assumed it was like how the Oscars were in like a theater. It's in it. I saw a picture of it. It was like someone was like, "Oh, I got tickets to the Grammys," and it was all zoomed in. But then you zoom out. It's an arena, and just the floor has like the ballroom, like tables and stuff.
The Grammys is one of those events to me that doesn't exist in a real place.
No.
Like to me, it doesn't feel like it's a place anybody can go to.
No.
You know what I mean? It's like it's like it exists in the fourth dimension. Like all the famous people
I'm like,
get to
was
go
it at
there,
like the
and then-
Intuit Dome or something? Like, what arena was it at?
But yeah, that's one of those events. I'm like, are they filming this from heaven or I don't know, man. It is what it is. But there's that whole thing with The Weeknd too. You know, he was like boycotting the Grammys for ages, and then he came back to perform or something.
Oh, I couldn't give less of a crap about The Weeknd.
Yeah.
He one of those people that, like, who is like, I love The Weeknd, but like he's so, like, he's always on the radio.
He is.
He's
I think
so
he
famous.
now holds the title for most streams on Spotify. So.
Over, I need a one dance.
So I
Didn't that
think
song
it started with One Dance, and then I think Shape of You,
I'm in love with the shape of you.
and then now I think Blinding Lights is
4.6
4.6 billion streams.
That's a lot.
It's quite a lot. I agree. I don't know any Weeknd fans, but look at these numbers.
Like, I'm not saying I, like, hate The Weeknd. Like, some of these songs are, like, fine when you hear them in public.
I think he has
but I'm never listening to that on my own.
I think he has a large international presence. I mean, we could go and look at his top listeners here if you want. He's number 2 in the world on Spotify.
Wow.
See?
Who's number 1? Bad Bunny?
I think so, actually. Yeah, his top listening cities are Jakarta, Indonesia, Mexico City, Mexico, Sao Paulo, Brazil, London, and Sydney.
Londra?
So not even anywhere in the States.
All over the world.
So I think he's obviously big international presence.
Well, can you look up and see if Bad Bunny is number 1?
I shall. See, whenever we make it big, this is why I'm envious about Theo Vaughn. He got the person that can do all the looking up for him and show it up on the screen. Whenever we make it
We
big,
would need a friend for that.
I would need to hire somebody for that. Oh, Bad Bunny's number
5? Who the hell's number 1?
Bad Bunny, some might say, is numero 5.
Oh.
Is it? Number 8.
8?
I ain't got no clue then. If Taylor Swift's at number 8.
It would have to be somebody Spanish.
Oh,
That's why I thought it'd be
man.
Bad Bunny.
Is it Kendrick?
Kendrick? No.
They not like us. They not like us. They not like us. He number
11.
Dang.
Look, Google a list. Let's cut to the chase here. I have a feeling it's not our artist for today. Huetham Lewis.
Huetham.
Ain't no way it's Bruno Mars. Fact check that.
It's definitely not Bob Dylan.
No.
It's
Whoa.
Bruno Mars. And he's still in all that gambling debt? Come on, man. You number 1 in the world on
How
Spotify.
much is he gambling?
There must be a lot.
Good Lord.
Also, similar cities, except we've got Santiago in the mix here.
What is Quezon?
Quezon City?
What is PH?
Philippines. Huh. How about that?
Never heard of Quezon.
It looks pretty nice there, though.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty decent.
Sorry, no offense to Quezon.
But yeah, we're talking about Huetham.
Huetham, that's his full name.
But yeah, the Grammys, it is what it is. We made it halfway through the Yacht Rock documentary, and that's not like we, didn't like it and didn't want to continue it.
No,
It
we
just-
started watching it at like 10 p.m.
Yes, we got tired. But from what we could see, or what we did see, it was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the haters, in particular Rick Beato, are full of, you know what, sugar, honey, iced tea. Because in the whole document, like, was he just not paying attention? Because, like,
He's just being a dick
like
for
they
fun.
literally acknowledge the fact that it's like a very superficial evaluation to label it what it is, but like
Yeah, that's
it's
the
a-
whole point, is they explain why people call it that, and that it is more than that. It's showing you that it's more than
Yes.
a cover band with captain's hats on. And like, if you think that there's a problem with the documentary being called Yacht Rock, then like you didn't watch it.
yes.
Like, so like Rick Beato, you didn't watch it.
Boo.
Boo. I will hate on Rick Beato. I'm really starting to think he's annoying.
He had some good points about the Grammy stuff, though. But regardless,
I don't think any of those were hot takes.
no. There's some
There was no real analysis there.
pretty cold takes.
Mm-hmm.
The Super Bowl has happened. It's the day after the Super Bowl. Hopefully the Eagles won. Fly, Eagle, fly, baby.
Sorry, Gigi Nye. That's
So-
your superficial love of Patrick Mahomes.
We'll see.
Sorry.
And then they did just release a Record Store Day release. I think Record Store Day is Saturday, April 12th. So that's coming up. There's some exciting things on it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
In particular, the Easter Beagle,
Yeah, there's a little egg.
10-inch egg shape that is a random color,
Fun.
which is pretty cool. Don't know about it till you open it. And a couple of other things. So I shall be looking forward to standing in line, whether you're there or not. And whether you claim to be there or not, we shall see. But today we're actually doing a top 3. We haven't done one in a while.
Countdown alert.
And it's Valentine's Day week.
Valentines.
Valentine's Day week. So we're gonna do a top 3 of our favorite love songs, and this is just straight off the dome, And this goes kind of with any top 3 that we do. It's a little difficult to truly dive into the weeds of, what is truly our favorite or the best whenever we do these top 3. So it's just it's straight off the dome.
Yes.
So we will go through that in just a second here. And as you know, anytime we do a top 3, we got to mention the honorable mentions first, because that's how
it works.
That's how top.
Don't put them before
top
number
scales
1.
work, because they didn't make the cut, but are worth mentioning. Anything to add before we begin our jaunt through favorite love songs?
No, just that I'm happy you're my Valentine.
Oh, stop it, you two. I'm happy you're my Valentine, too. Oh, my God. We have a Valentine's Day tradition of going to Chili's every year. So
Hell yeah.
Can't wait to go to
Can't wait to
Chili's.
get the February Marg of the Month. And
them big mouth bites.
Big mouth bites. And I get the skillet queso because it's Valentine's Day.
Acting like I prevent you from
You don't
getting
really
things
like
that
the
you-
skillet queso very much.
That's not that great. I've had better queso.
It's delicious.
I've had some way better queso.
And that's coming from a lover of white queso. So the fact that this other queso that's very different than my regular queso preference, that I love it so much, I feel like is more telling that it's really good.
Anyway, let's get going with our honorable mentions for love songs, shall we? Up first, I had to throw a jazzy crooner one in there. I love the song More by Bobby Darin.
I know I never lived before, and my heart is very sure no one else could love you more.
Very, very smooth. Gets you right away with the muted trumpet and the smooth piano. Big arrangement for this song, but it's just it gives, as the kids say, like a nice dinner date, like white tablecloth kind of vibe. And
Not Chili's.
unfortunately. So more Bobby Darin. I had to throw another country one in there. I figured you would pick one, but
Yeah.
I just thought one of these is going to make it in there because there's a bunch of love songs in country music, even if they are for one's admiration and love of beer. But alas, trucks.
Daisy Dukes.
Waking
America.
up, busting your butt.
Trying to earn a little extra pay.
It's waking up, busting your butt, trying to earn a little extra pay.
And so from that, for me, is the song called Wrapped by George Strait.
I see your face and then I'm wrapped around your pretty little finger again.
And last but not least on the honorable mention list, don't even worry about putting a little snippet in here because it's just going to get us deleted. But this has always been one of my favorite Fab Four songs. And it's called Good Day Sunshine. It's one of the few songs I feel like I can picture the scene the song paints very, very vividly. And I'm a big fan of it. But you're going to have to do some homework and go listen to that on your own.
Very Paul.
Very, very Paul.
Very Paul.
Very Paul. But it's always, I feel like whenever people ask you what your Fab Four are, like your top 4 Beatles songs, sometimes they fluctuate with me, but this one's always in it.
Oh, you have a full aggressively Paul song in your Fab Four?
What's wrong with that?
No, just...
What's wrong with Good Day Sun? You not messing with Good Day Sunshine, bro?
No, I am. Don't tell Dad though. He's always talking about can't do too much Paul.
Well,
He's gonna find out. He's gonna watch the podcast.
okay.
All right.
He'll have to write in a formal complaint, I suppose. All right, let's get into the top 3. Boom. at number 3 for EC in this corner
Stop.
is...
My number 3 is When the Day Met the Night by Panic at the Disco.
Summer, always golden in the sky, always golden when the day met the night. Summer.
It's off of Pretty Odd, which is our favorite Panic album, and it's a very pretty song, very relaxing. It's always been on my Mellow Yellow playlist, chill, and I just feel like it sounds like cuddling.
That's a fair assessment of the sonic waves that it emits. It was also on NASA's Eclipse playlist.
Yes.
Am I wrong?
Yes, how romantic.
Yes.
Space.
Everybody loves an eclipse. I mean,
Yeah.
everybody would love to go on a date during an eclipse. It's so romantic. So yeah, I remember that one being a part of the Eclipse playlist. And funnily enough, also from the same album, Northern Downpour was on that.
I don't know. Whoever made that playlist at NASA must really like Pretty Odd. Like it's a pretty odd choice to have 2 songs from the album.
And not
Both
like
are
9 in the
beautiful
afternoon.
songs.
It's just
Which I feel like could have also been appropriate because it gets dark in the afternoon with the eclipse. That's crazy.
maybe whoever's doing social media or blogging for NASA once worked for Fueled by Ramen, perhaps.
And they were like, "Oh, I can't put 9 in the afternoon too."
Like, all right, 2's enough. Two is enough.
But no, it's a very pretty song. I like it a lot. It makes me smile, and I feel like it's very sweet. It's like, 2 very different people, which is not our case because we're very alike.
And I think it has the same kind of quality that Good Day Sunshine has, where it's like very much like a bop your head, kind of back and forth a little bit. Like them.
It's a little more melodic.
Like
though.
them Charlie Brown twins, Anyway, that's an excellent choice in your bronze spot.
Thank you.
Claiming my bronze medal for favorite love songs is going to be Straight from the Heart by Bryan Adams.
Tell me we can make another start. You know I never go as long as I know it's coming straight from the heart.
He was bound to make the list, y'all. I once had a quite embarrassing obsession for Bryan Adams in high school. I wouldn't say that obsession has sustained over the years.
No?
I wouldn't say.
I'm
mean,
not to the degree, no.
No.
It was
but-
like your background on your computer.
Was it? Oh, the reckless thing. Yeah,
Yes.
well, when I went to the show, it was. It might still be on my Facebook, actually. Let's see. I haven't checked Facebook in a long time. What's up here? Yep, sure is. There it is.
We got a freak on our hands.
I would still confidently say that Reckless is probably still like my favorite album of all time. I do really enjoy it.
Wow.
But this song is from Cuts Like a Knife. And he once, because I've seen him 3 times. Maybe that's why he's in the number 3 spot. Anyway. He once, before playing the song, said it was like one of the first songs he ever wrote, something like when he was in his teens or something. But then I guess he didn't quite finish it, so he had some help with finishing it. But there was another guy who actually recorded it first. But I like it. It's a good one to belt. It sounds really good, like stripped down acoustic as well. That is why I'll put Straight from the Heart at number 3. And also something cool about sometimes when he does it live, it's like a call and response. Like he'll get to the, I've been dreaming. And then the whole audience got to go straight from the heart, which I know isn't some people's favorite thing to do, because you pay the artist. But it's like a whole, like...
I didn't pay an entrance fee to sing for you.
No, but it's kind of like, it's usually towards the end of the show, like
That's
a fun
okay.
little...
That's okay. If it's a one-time thing, that's okay.
Anyway.
I did have a thought while you were
Yes.
talking about that. You mentioned it's on Cuts Like a Knife. And I've been suggesting, Podience, let us know if you'd like to hear this.
Audience.
That's what the SIP calls the people that listen to their podcast, but the Podience. That, I think, would be on a top list of na-na songs.
Na.
Yes.
Na.
Perhaps number one na-na song.
I
Not
mean,
my number one.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Not
I
my
don't think
number
there's
one.
an objective number one.
I know what my subjective number one is, but I think we could do that as an episode as well.
Top na songs. No, we're not talking about your grandma.
Mm-mm.
No. All right, let's move to number 2. Let's keep this thing going. What you got at your silver medal spot?
Okay, my number 2, you guys, you're not going to like it. I'm sorry, you're going to be like, that was a stupid pick. But...
Why would people think it's a stupid
because
pick?
it's not, because it's kind of funny.
Oh.
Because it's a little bit goofy. It was in Shrek. But it's Accidentally in Love by the Counting Crows.
Come on, jump a little higher. Come on, if you feel a little lighter. Come on, we were once upon a time in love. We're accidentally in love.
Which I think is a super cute song.
There is nothing goofy about Shrek, okay? How dare you insult such a
I'm sorry.
piece of American cinema?
I'm sorry.
No, it's objectively a banger. It'd be one thing if you were... I don't know if it's that goofy. It's not a Lonely Island song.
That's true. But, I mean... I don't know if you really think... I know it's got love in the name, but I don't know if you, like, really think of it as, like, I guess you think of love song, you think of, like, ballad. And, like, that, I'm not really into that.
No.
I'm not a ballad girly.
No.
But, this song is so cute. Specifically, the strawberry ice cream part. By far the best line in the song.
Well, baby, I surrender to the strawberry ice cream. Never, ever enter all this love.
And everything about it is cute. And I feel like part of me thinks like we've done something like this on the podcast before, because I feel like I've talked about this song and my number 1 on the podcast before, but maybe I haven't. But I remember you made a little CD.
Mikey's Saucy Jams, Volume 1, yes.
Yep.
That's
No
the
Volume
exact
2 to
one.
follow
Not yet.
so far.
Let him cook.
But you gave it to me and Marco, and you were like, it was like we first started dating in high school, like barely dating, and you were like, there's a song on there, it's about it's for you, and this song was on it, and I was like, oh my god. I was like, it's got love in the name. I was like, we're barely dating. I was like, I mean, I do love him, but whoa. And then, but it was Tell Her About It.
This was pre-dating. I gave this to y'all pre-dating. I'm pretty confident
we were
about
definitely
that.
dating because
because when our first date, May 13th, 2017, fun fact, you gave me a CD in response to the fact that I created Saucy Jams. This was not while we were dating. This was to try and, because that was the point. I was trying to, as the kids say, riz you up.
Ooh.
And drop some sweet game, through the tunes, man. Right on.
But it was within a very short time frame before that, because
it was like middle of April for sure. But
yeah, because you didn't have a different girlfriend when you gave this to me.
oh, I'm still pretty sure I did. I mean, I'm fairly certain this was like a friend thing of like, hey, these are like 15 songs that I really like. Y'all should.
But then you looked at
should
me and you were
crank
like,
them.
one of them's about you.
But that no.
No.
There was some separation between initially giving y'all the tape, the CDs, the CDs. It was fun. I draw like a little pizza on the CD. It was good. But there was some time between I initially gave it to you when the other thing split off, and then when I was like, oh, there's a song on it. I 100% that is what happened.
Okay, sure.
Know that for a fact.
All right, cool. Well, this song was on it, and I was like, was it that song? I was like, what?
I guess I didn't even really think.
I was like,
the others. How
I was like, I can't believe he'd say that.
I thought it was so obvious
because it was like we were friends, and I was like, oh my god, he's like saying he's accidentally in love with me. I was like, oh my god, but it was "Tell Her About It" by Billy Joel, which I don't know why I didn't think it was that one, but we all loved that song because that's a great song.
Well, duh, but to me, I must have been.
But this was because of Shrek. It was not because of me.
Yes, that is true. But I think it worked out in the end.
Certified Hood Classic too.
It's pretty good. I'm always excited when it comes on Pop Rocks.
Mm-hmm.
Coming in, my number 2. It could have been number 1, I feel, but we've spent way too much time on this artist, so had to demote him just one spot.
Just spoke about him.
And that's going to "Just the Way You Are" by Mr. William Joel himself.
I just want someone that I can talk to. I want you just the way you are.
I was like, do I pick a Billy Joel song? And then I was like, no, we've already talked about him so much, so I didn't pick this
Damn,
song.
I continued to
well, I
continued to do that anyway. But that's just me. So, "Just the Way You Are," it's from The Stranger, 77.
We hate that album.
Read it for his wife, but did not like his first wife, did not like playing it so much after they got divorced. Wonder why.
I think about that all the time with artists.
Yes. The one that stands out to me mostly is "Faithfully" Journey. I think it was written by the keyboardist for his wife, and then they got divorced like 4 years after. And I'm like, man, that's like one of your biggest hits, and you
that's crazy.
So,
I mean, not in any way to the degree of that, but the Jonas Brothers' last album was like it was a big wife guy album, like big wife guy. Like, I love my wife. I like to kiss my wife. I had a baby with my wife, and then like they released the album, and like 3 weeks later, Joe Jonas and girl from Game of Thrones got divorced, and it's like, you're lying, bro. This is a lie.
And then they're like,
and then they're singing on tour, and it was like no big deal. And Joe Jonas up there being all sexy and whatnot.
And then they're like, Mr. Flats,
we
would like to collaborate. And it's so good. I think that's what I meant to bring up at the start of this episode. But there's a collab track that just got released last week. What is it called? I Dare You?
I Dare You. It's good.
Pretty good. JB and Mr. Flats.
Even Megan texted me about it.
It's pretty good. JB
My
and Mr. Flats.
2 favorite trios of all time.
But Billy's song... there was some debate on whether it would go on The Stranger or not, but I think his manager was like, dude, you don't really have that much material. You can't really afford to not put it on there, so thank God he did. It's the best example of the Fender Rhodes, and a lot of you at home probably don't know what that means, but it's a electric keyboard that was made by Fender, and it makes that sound.
The keyboard that sounds like you're listening to it in a helmet.
Sure.
That's how I feel about it.
But it's the best example of that instrument. Anytime I think about the Fender Rhodes, I think about this song. It's just so warm, and so it's a little swirly, but it's a nice sound. And of course, it's got the smooth sax on it, smooth saxophone. It's also just realistic and pure. It's super genuine. Like, dude, don't. It's probably like the most genuine love song of all time. Like,
it's very
don't go try and change the color of your hair. Don't do that. I want you right there.
No blue hair.
No, don't do it now.
No blue hair.
I told you not to do it. So it was the couples dance song in our wedding.
We limited we limited slow dancing at our wedding.
But this
was
one.
the slow dance song.
Yeah. So, again, I still believe it's the most genuine love song on the list.
Very sweet.
Alrighty, it's time for the number one slot. Tell us what you got.
Well, Mike alluded earlier that what? Did you just burp on the podcast?
Nope.
He did. Mike alluded to earlier that I would have a country song on my list, and I swear I have talked about this song on the podcast before, but I don't know when. Might have been in the pre-video era, but my number one love song is Whatever It Is by the Zac Brown Band.
So got whatever it is, I don't know what to do. 'Cause every time I try to tell her how I feel, it comes out, I love you, I do. You got whatever it is. Oh, you got whatever it is.
I think this song is so sweet. I feel like in my mind it's coupled with Different Kind of Fine, which they're both kind of sweet. Different Kind of Fine is like a little more randy.
And then it leads into Where the Police Farm.
Of course. But like I kind of coupled them together in my mind. Like one of them's a little more like and then this one's like sweet.
What was that first one?
But it's very similar when you're talking about just the way you are being very genuine. I feel like this song is very genuine, like, you know, you just really like somebody, really love somebody, and you just don't even know whatever it is.
She got it.
She got whatever it is. I don't know what it is, but she got it.
And you gotta love I do.
Another man who just had an incredibly messy and public divorce. I think
Sure did.
I think this was about a woman far prior to her, though. I think he might be a huge douche, actually.
He got several others, like, you know, Loving You Easy, a couple others he's going to have to sing for.
But I don't think any of those songs are about this woman.
Oh,
I think
okay.
he was only married to her for like 9 months.
Yikes.
Yeah, no, it's like I think something's happened to him in the past like 5 years. He's turned into a huge douche. I think he was like just a slight douche before, and like actually he was kind of a good nice guy, but he was
Turn the douche up to 10.
a little bit douchey on, you know, because he was famous. Now I think he's full douche.
Turn the douche up to 10.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Any other analysis for your number one song?
I like it.
Great job. And coming at my number one, you probably guessed it from the opening of this vid, but it is I'm in Love with a Stripper by T-Pain. No,
She bone, Napo.
if I was Tom Haverford, it'd probably be.
Oh, hell yeah. For Anne.
Yes. But no, it's Do You Believe in Love by Mr. Lewis and his news.
Hewitham.
Hubert.
That might be more accurate.
Came out in 1982 on the Picture This album. Originally entitled We Believe in Love. Then Huey did some lyrical.
He decided to make it second person.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I had to think about that for a second. I was like, yes. Mm-hmm. We need to do a whole episode on Huey. I don't believe that we have.
We didn't do Stuck With You?
Yeah, we did, but wasn't that also part of a top 3? That might have been when we did the wedding series, and I think it was a part of a top 3 somewhere.
Maybe.
But, you know, who doesn't love to go wee woo, wee woo, wee woo? And it's so fun to sing the counter to Huey, to sing the newses part, you know, as it goes through the verses. And if you ever get bored one day, go watch any Huey music video. They're so
music
fun.
Video.
Go put on like the little playlist on YouTube.
Mm-hmm. They're so 80s and they're so cute.
They're quite fun. Another great sax solo. My God,
Oh, yeah.
that's got some girth to it.
Girth.
Yeah, it's got some. That sax solo's got some hair on it.
It's girthy and hairy? Ew.
It's got some fullness to it. It's
Oh, no. It's very firm.
We're having a sweaty balls moment.
Girthy saxophone.
And then there's the breakdown before the chorus. That's great. You know, the I used to have you in a photograph part.
I used to have you in a photograph,
But now it's changed.
that was good.
Thanks.
I was talking to myself.
All right. And John Mayer does the fun thing introducing this song on his channel.
Oh, yes.
He something along the lines of like, oh, you get a lot of news in your day, good news, bad news, whatever. And he was like, but on Life with John Mayer, the only news we play is Huey Lewis in the news. And then it goes into this one. So it's a banger of all bangers, I must say, and a really, really good jam. So rightfully claiming the #1 spot for our favorite love song.
For Valentine's Day.
Yay. Congrats to Huey. Hopefully this will fix his hearing. I mean, if he learns that he was the Mike's Monday Jam official,
And be like, I gotta open up my ears for that one.
suddenly I'm good. I'm
healed.
Yeah, it's like I just bathe them in holy water. Now it's time for the segment portion of today's show. Kicking us off, as always, is Emma's Everyday Jam, the song that you've been regularly listening to throughout the week.
Well, we were talking about earlier how good the Rascal Joe Bros collab is. I'm gonna make that my everyday jam. It is actually so good. I remember last week I mentioned that I listened to a preview of it on Instagram on One Volume at the post office. It was way better the real song.
You have since actually
I have listened to the full
it, yes.
song. It's actually so good. Like I said, probably my top 2 trios in my life.
Oh, for sure.
Probably two of my top 5 favorite artists.
Whoa.
Absolutely. So I was super hyped, and it lived up to hype. It's good.
Talk about the control that they had, both of them in the early 2000s.
I mean, oh my, of my life.
A lot of people's
My
lives.
upbringing, yeah.
I mean, and they had the whole Disney overlap too. I mean,
So true.
so
The Miley overlap.
that must have helped, I would say,
Babes.
elevate the
Babes.
Korea a little bit. And last but not least, since we already did the honorable mentions, it's time for our major minor chords, the segment of the show in which we cover our respective highs and lows for the week. What you got?
My low for the week would be it's very cold and gross, but also today was very busy. And it was very busy because today was the NBA trade deadline. And I would just like to take a brief moment on the podcast to discuss the Luka-AD trade.
A moment of silence for Luka.
Honestly, that's probably my minor. I feel so bad for him. He looks so sad. And he is my favorite player that's not on the Grizzlies in the NBA. So when I saw that alert, I was like, what? But he just bought a $15 million house in Dallas. And now he's going to move to LA, and everybody's like, oh, who cares? You know, he's a millionaire. It's fine. Look, he's going to miss out on $150 million because he's going to LA, and then they had no state income tax. He got to keep it. And in Texas, now he can't in California because they got 8,000% state income tax. For God knows what. And poor Luke, I just feel bad for him. He looks upset. And just who knows what's going to happen. I don't give a crap about Anthony Davis.
Captain Unibrow.
In female terms, been described as in their heyday, trading Harry Styles from One Direction for Kevin Jonas. Really accurate description. Alice tried to ask me about it earlier, and she was like, I've seen it's like trading Louis from One Direction for Kevin Jonas. I'm like, no, bestie.
Upgrade.
It is like trading Harry. The guy. Is the guy. She was like, what? I was like, yes.
Harry, maybe you should get a haircut.
But yes, so that would be my minor. But my major would be, I've watched a bunch of content about it, and it's been really interesting. I feel like the world's come together to talk about the Luka-AD trade. I feel like I'm an expert.
Everybody will remember when, where they were.
We're gonna tell our kids one day about, I was brushing my teeth when the Mavericks traded Luka Doncic in his prime, 25 years old, to the Lakers for freaking old hag.
Captain
Unibrow, ugly ass Anthony Davis.
Mm-hmm.
One day we're gonna have a kid and they're gonna be like, no way. You were there?
Yeah, I saw him sign the paper.
Yep, I got the alert from Shams. I did.
Sham bomb.
Gotta get that started.
Miner's got to be all the snow. There comes a time where it's like, all right, melt, get out, get on, go on.
And then the snow goes, I'm melt.
Yep. Good pull there.
When the sun looks at me that way.
Good pull there.
Thank you.
But major's got to be. We've booked all of our flights for our European trip this summer, which
it's real.
Provided some stress, garnered some stress, but does not anymore because it's done. Mm-hmm. So we are going to be gallivanting around the UK officially. So looking forward to that. But that's going to do it for us this week, folks. We appreciate the like, follow, comment, subscribe, rating, all that good stuff. And we shall see you next week.